Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Marketing Minute with Ronald Couming. Today we have a pretty interesting episode, and it's called The Advent of Content Atomization. And I had to look that word up just to make sure it was appropriate for this topic, and it really is. So this is 10 tips for content marketing in 2021, and it's tip 9. So we're coming to the end of the 10-tip series. All the videos are available on my YouTube channel as well as my blog. I prefer you to watch it off my blog, but if you are watching it on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe so you can see. I have like 800 videos up there. They're all totally free. But today is 10 tips of content marketing for to have even better success, achieve even greater success in 2021 and going forward. So tip 9, the advent of content atomization on Marketing Minute with Ronald Couming. I broke these down into bite-sized pieces so people could just watch each individual tip, and then maybe in a week or so I'll do all 10 tips at one time. I do this for a couple of reasons. One, it gives the reader bite-sized information that they can digest. They can look where it's up. They can maybe just take my title and Google it and see what comes up. There might be other things out there that'll give you ideas and suggestions related to the topic, but also because it creates content for me. And this is something that you might want to consider too. So you write a blog article, 5 pieces, 5 tips for whatever your industry is, 5 things you need to know before hiring a real estate agent, 3 things you need to know about a housing appraiser, 4 questions you want to ask a website developer before you hire them, different things like that, okay? So you want to break that content up if you can. Deliver it all at once too is fine, and like I said, I do, but when you break it up, you turn one piece of content, in my case, this 10 pieces of content is now going to be 33 pieces of content just by doing these videos. And then the one with all 10, that's 11 pieces of content. But I have the video by itself, I have the text by itself as a blog, and then I have them together. And that's just minimum. So we're going to talk about ways that you can repurpose some of your content today. And that's what this tip 9 is in the advent of content atomization. Your job is to repurpose something old or to reimage something that's already familiar and present in a new way, new angle or a new place. So if you've created an ebook or a white paper that you can turn each lesson into a separate blog post, then you can turn the whole content piece into an email course. So there's, those are just a couple of ways. And at the end, I've taken some notes, but I'm also going to ad-lib here, right? Content production will be a key focus for businesses as we go forward. As businesses search for ways to make sure that their content is valuable, fun, engaging for their audiences, focusing on one piece of content and then breaking it down into smaller pieces will allow them to extract more out of it. Now, this isn't something new, although the new name put on it drew my attention. But I've heard many times, right, and I've suggested this to my clients because I own an online marketing company, and we help business owners and entrepreneurs, much like you, attract, convert, and retain their ideal customers and clients, whether it's through creating content or ideas like this, how to break up your blogs, creating websites, whatever the case may be. But a real claim to fame is getting people ranked on the first page of the search engines organically. So because you can have the best content, the best service, the best product, the best prices, but if people can't find you, you really have next to nothing, right? So one thing I mentioned to my clients previously is create one long blog article. Let's say the blog article is like 2,000 words, 2,500, 3,000 words, just something in depth about your industry, right? And you don't have to use really heavy duty technical terms, if you don't have to, make sure people can connect with you, and you don't want to lose them. And chances are not too many are going to read the whole 2,000 words or 2,500 words, right? But you can also, there's other things you can do with that. But when you do that, you're going to break that down Obviously, it's not going to be one run-on sentence, right? It's going to be different paragraphs, and then it will be broken up into subjects with different headings, right? But you could take each one of those sections or two sections, and you can make that a separate article. You know what I mean? Because that section might be explaining one specific point. So you take that. So, but what it really does is it creates a pinwheel, because you have this one long article, but then you have these sub articles that are out there, but they link back to the whole article. So in that article, you would talk maybe at the very end about the next question that they would have. Once they digest this information, what would be the next natural step that that person should know? And that, that's what that whole article is about, right? You're explaining a process, or you're explaining something, right? So that would be a link back to your long piece article. So you can create that one piece and then create, 4, 5, 6 satellite pieces. And what that does is, again, it breaks it down into bite-sized chunks for people, but it also creates more content and more backlinks, and then more cross links. And that will help you tremendously with the search engines. But make sure each section that you create and put out there is valuable and understandable and has value in and of itself. Just don't pull out a paragraph and put it somewhere that has no real understanding to it. I mean, you could actually, just like this, for the most part, I take the beginning sentence. If you look at all the tips that I've done, you could kind of mirror what I've done. If you look at, I have my opening, which is the same on every tip. I have my close, which is the same on every tip. Then I just take out the guts of the tip and I put it in. So my opening and close, and then the guts, right? And my opening talks about what it is, who I am. I give away free consultations and free resources. Then I go into the guts, whatever the description is of what I'm talking about. And then my close. And my close, again, gives a little more information about me and then how to contact me. But those are a bunch of links. You could do the exact same thing. So now you have this long article, but when you take out these pieces, you have the first paragraph or two, or the first sentence or two, gives it relevance, talks of, something that's relevant. And then the close too has something of relevance. For more information, you can, whatever it is. But so that is a great way of repurposing content. And you can just take content that you've already created and make a video. Just take that content and, memorize most of it, have it in front of you as you're talking. In case you forget something, you can go down and read a specific sentence, especially if you're giving out statistics or something, you don't want to get numbers wrong, right? So, and then create a video out of it, and then put the video out, and then put the transcripts with the video. So anyhow, there's a ton of different things out there, but it's definitely content production will be a key focus for businesses as we go forwards. And you're going to have to search for ways to make sure that your content is valuable, fun, engaging for their audiences. Focusing on one piece of content and then breaking it down into smaller pieces will allow them to extract more out of it. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. So just mirror and match. All right. Again, my name is Ron Couming. If there's anything I can do to help you achieve even greater success, attract new clients, attract new sales, I mean, to me, it's vitally important. I see people putting posts out on social media, but you have to understand that these platforms are businesses, right? So you're getting 2 to 4% reach, right? So if you have 1,000 friends or followers, and you only have a 2 to 4% reach, that means 20 to 40, it will show up on their feed. Now, if they're online, great, but what if 40, it shows up on their feed and only 30 are online, right? So now only 30 are going to see it, maybe, and then the feed will, repopulate later in the day. But so you got 30 people out of 1,000. Because they want you to pay, they want you to sponsor, and then you can do a little better targeting. But it's very difficult, because even when you pay, you got to warm up the pixels, you got to do all this other stuff, right? It's not Facebook ads are totally different. You go to the search engines, somebody has an intent. They have an intent, they're going to look, what is, how to, they're looking for answers. They're looking for solutions to their problems. Whereas over on social media, they're most of the time people are just passing time, right? And they're just looking through to see their aunt or somebody on vacation down in Bermuda or something, looking at their pictures, right? So it's disruptive, I mean, they're scrolling through, and so whatever content you create has to hook them, has to get their attention. That's one thing. Then your story needs to be compelling enough. Then your offer, I mean, it's like there's like 6 different really mental steps you're taking them through. From sometimes they don't even know you. Now, when you target the ads, you can kind of like even that out a little bit. So now at least you're in front of people who have expressed some interest in that subject matter, but it doesn't mean that they have interest in that subject matter at this time, right? So you're paying to get in front of these people. Whereas when you're on the search engines, the only time someone's going to see your stuff is when they have the interest. So they have the interest, they have the need right then. And that's where you want to be. That's how you're going to be able to serve more people and can get in front of more people. So we can help you, even just give you an outline of what you need to do, where you are, where you want to be, and how you can get there, or we can do it for you. Again, I have a link down here for some resources. They're totally free, and it's a step-by-step guide on your on-page SEO. There's literally, I think it's 34 pages. There's a guide in there to grow your YouTube, your Instagram, LinkedIn, how to create and grow a Google, Facebook group, Google My Business. Very super important is Google My Business. You've got to have it, and it's free. You got to have it. You got to set it up, and you got to update it frequently. But you can update it automatically, right? So it's not like you have to do separate and distinct work. I mean, who has time for all that, right? But we can teach you all that. But anyhow, I just wanted to come on here and give you 10 tips. I'll be back on at I think it's at 11 o'clock today for some more SEO tips. And I hope you have a great day. Feel free to reach out to me, Ron at rcsonlinesolutions.com, and we'll get you up and running. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.